Hey everyone, welcome to a mini showcase specifically geared towards the Bugo. So I put this up the other day, I guess it was last week at some point, probably a last week to the day that I'm recording this, which is on Wednesday. But I basically just put up a little challenge for you guys. I was looking to see some Bugo fan art or Bugo fan creations. And yeah, you definitely came through. I've got a lot of Bugo remakes in automation with different styles and stuff that we're going to look at. A couple different Bugo pieces of art, a video as well of the Bugo going somewhere, which you are definitely going to want to see. I'll show that one later on. And yeah, I think it went pretty well. The rules were super loose, like I basically just said, give me something Bugo related, just make it a picture, a video, or a GIF, something like that, and we happen to have all three of those, so let's get into this. So the first car, you can see it right here. I'm just going to be going through these in the photo viewer. I know it's not exactly very high tech, but it works. This is the Bugo, but it's got an L on the grille, and my goodness, a lot has changed. You'll notice that's a bit of a theme with this, and I like it quite a lot. If your car is just kind of normal, this one not being normal at all, but you just slap the Bugo sort of front end on it, it just changes it for the better. And that's exactly what we have here. 6.6 Mazda has come to us with a Bugo front end-ish on a sports car, and it's a pretty good looking one at that. It's a sporty hatch. It happens to have my name on it, so if I'm driving it, then there's a good chance that this lost whatever race it was entered into. I really like how it says Bugo 2 on the back, like this is the second version of it. It's the Bugo sequel. And yes, please commit ban, please. Next up we have a Fiat-style Yugo, or Bugo. I mean, this is what the original Yugo was based on, so it definitely makes sense to see it here. It's pretty cool. Up next we have an electric Bugo, and very modern looking as well. And then there is another version, which is like a sport version with a V6. Apparently they get good fuel economy though, surprisingly. Yeah, not the usual thing for a Bugo. Okay, the joke with this one is that their Bugo broke, so they're taking the bus. And we have a meltdown wagon-styled Bugo. I really appreciate this one. I actually like this one quite a bit. Thank you, Bugo Incarnate. This person has created a sketch of the Bugo, but it's made out of blocks from the looks of things. I really like this. I love seeing this kind of fan art. And yeah, we're going to see more of this coming up. Oh yeah, no, here we go. This is the crowning achievement. If I had to pick a favorite, this would be my favorite. Let's zoom on in. So you have my Discord avatar up here, Bugo photoshopped in. You'll notice it has a couple extra bits on it, as well the very crudely written back to the Bugo. I mean, that implies that you ever left the Bugo, but check this out. Oh yes, here it is. Back to the Bugo by Dank Wemfu. It's the Back to the Future car. And my goodness, it's got a lot of detail. Here's the lovely plain image of it. You can see the, I guess it'd be the flux capacitor on the back. I haven't seen Back to the Future in like 10 years, but I really like as well the little detail like the lights and the different styling that has. Like, it's just those little things that really add up to making something that's just super cool. And I really love the glow stick stuff on it too. It's just really nice. The numbers on the back. Really good job on this one. Love the detail. And there you see it is the day in the year 1988. Makes perfect sense for this car. Oh yeah, it also has a full interior, although the interior is looking a little bit modern for something this old. It's really nicely detailed again, and interiors are really tricky to do, so yeah, it's always cool to see one well done. Even with vents and switches and stuff, it's just cool. Next up, Deserter has blessed us with a convertible version of the Bugo, but it's like a grand touring car almost. Coupe. It's one of those like big old Mercedes style cars, at least from my perspective. But again, Bugo style, Bugo colors, Bugo quality. No, it's much better than that. It's within the same brand, but sort of a different build. Similar style though. Really enjoy this one. From Distraga we have a Bugo, but it's like Need for Speed Underground edition. Again, love the pearlescent paint. Love the way that this one looks. It's just too good. Oh yeah, no, definitely one of the things that I was really happy to see was this Papercraft Bugo. Really cool. Thank you, Dr. Eurobeef, for making this. And he actually put out a template for it on the Discord as well if you wanted to make it for yourself, but this thing is just really nice. I'm tempted to print this off and make it for myself, but I don't really have any cardstock, so We'll see what we can do with that. It's just really cool though. Love seeing this stuff. Thank you again. Okay, this one's a reference I'm not going to mention. And then the next like 10 cars are all made by the same guy, and apparently he is indeed looking for beans at 2 a.m. Kind of a hidden Bugo van in there. Bugo on massive rims. Bugo, but it's stanced in sort of a racer vein. I really like this one actually. Love the ridiculous negative camber. This one's more like the Honda Civic style Bugo. You always see Civics with this kind of stuff, don't you? This one again, it's the Dub Edition Bugo. Makes me think of Midnight Club Dub Edition Remix. Definitely got to play that game at some point. And he also made the Bugo in Minecraft, which is, as well, really cool. I love seeing this car translated to other games. It's just awesome to see this. And again, as you would likely suspect, he has put in a full effort on some highly crude fan art. Much appreciated. This one's made by Goofy. He put the Bugo into Robocraft, except with a gun. Yeah, Bugo Turret Edition, I guess you could say. And there's the back end of it there. My goodness. That's I like the detail on the backlights. That's really cool, but my goodness, I don't think you'd actually want to ride this thing into battle. All right, we have a remake of the Bugo. It appears to have 500 horsepower and a 90-degree V6, so that's a significant increase in power. I really like how the engine is also called Bugo, so it's just the Bugo with a Bugo inside of it. Alright, Hina comes to us with a different version of the Bugo, a different take entirely pretty much. More of a sports car oriented, kind of in the vein of the Kama Turismo, to be honest. I like the plastic bumpers. I think that really goes with it well. The original Bugo has that, and then, as you would likely suspect, most of these cars are red. But yeah, looks really good. Jacob comes at us with a mildly Bugo-inspired retro sedan, which is also kind of space age, which is with its stuff on the back. Pretty cool though. Definitely like the look of this. I really like the open roof on the top of it. Oh yeah, this one made the community post. It is the off-road spec Bugo, but it's got a lot of cool components on it. It's got some rust, got some spare wheels, a huge cage. Like, that is a lot of protection on that cage, my goodness. I've got some more pictures of it. You can see the mirrors have been moved away because there are no doors anymore for them to be on. And then it's got some fuel stuff on the back. Love the detail here where the badge is sort of falling off. Just cool to see. As well, it's been changed to say 4x4 on the back, and it's just covered in rust, exactly as you would suspect a Bugo would be. Yeah, you can see the rust down low, and the rust on the sides, and the cage again. That is a ridiculous cage. I guess somebody's looking for some structural rigidity in a body that doesn't otherwise have it. Okay, for this one we have a really small picture. It is very low res, but you can see a Bugo sort of muscle car version. It's small, but it looks like it's probably pretty powerful, and it appears to be crashing into some rocks on the grid map. Mario Meatballs comes at us with a Hummer version of the Bugo. Definitely like this one. It is completely the opposite of what the Bugo would normally be standing for, but it carries over that Bugo styling again, and it looks surprisingly good on a Hummer. Like, who would have thought? That front end though. Alright, here is a Bugo Tuner Edition. You can kind of peer on the inside of it there. It's got what looks to be a large longitudinally mounted engine and fat tires on the back. You know this thing is fast. Another one with a similar vein. It's got a pretty decent looking engine in there. You can kind of see it through the glass in the front. It appears to say Bugo behind the intercooler, which is interesting. Or actually that's the... yeah, that's the intercooler. And there's a back end shot. My goodness, that exhaust. I gave people the Bugo file to work with, and it's clear that a few of these were made straight from that file, but it's still cool to see. Oh yeah, here's that car right there, 2,000 horsepower. I would not want to drive that. That is insane with such a short wheelbase. Okay, we have this picture here, which is basically a cursed Bugo SUV version. No idea how this was accomplished, but Automation's lighting can be messy sometimes, so here it is. We have a Bugo Off-Road Edition, Bugo Rally Raid it says. I like this one a lot actually, especially because of the, like, how crunched in that bottom picture is. It just makes it look more interesting though, and yeah, it's just a cool car. Again, on to Not Cross's example, this one a larger sedan, a bit older perhaps, but still carries over that Bugo styling and that adds a little bit to it. I think it's really cool. Again, I really like to see this kind of adaptation of that style. Okay, this one is a remade Bugo. It's in blue. Appears to be some sort of race spec, but it still carries over the like base class rims, which is kind of weird. Carbon fiber front end. Yeah, I've got a lot of pictures of this one for some reason. Concept car is right, I don't think they would have ever made this. This here is pretty small, but it is my favorite piece of fan art ever. Somebody had created a GIF of one of the streams that I did. I really should have put this stream on YouTube. It was a mistake of mine, but it was on Twitch for a while before the VOD expired. But yeah, basically I made a truck and then I put the Bugo in the back, and then I was driving the Enduro drone with them, and this is what happened. It's just super cool to see this kind of thing though. I really like this. And for this showcase, that person made a futuristic Bugo, the same one that did the last one. The GIF, I mean. This time it's sort of like a hovercraft version, and it's gliding on what appears to be a light track of some kind, maybe inspired by the beamng light tracks. Yeah, super cool. Love your art. Thank you so much. In the vein of art, we also have a nice hand-drawn Sastiva Bugo. Appreciate it. I really like this one as well. My art is absolutely horrible. I will not even give you any examples yet. Maybe I'll do like a drawing video of some kind, but I cannot draw for the life of me, so it's really cool to see people that do have that skill and see them create something like this. Alright, this one is another semi-Bugo styled car. Yeah, and we also have another Bugo remake. It says the Bugo Mugo, very fast. I would assume so, with 1767 horsepower. My goodness. Yeah, there's another shot of it there. Goodness, the intercooler sticking out the front. Looks like it's a transversely mounted engine based on the pipe coming way out of the side, but still, really cool. And made by the same guy, we have another futuristic styled Bugo. Something with a little bit more class, perhaps. Some LEDs. I don't know, is this just like the modern day Mitsubishi Mirage or something? Like, super cheap. You can still buy a brand new one for under 20k, sometimes under 15, and the back end of it looks a little bit weird, but hey, I wouldn't suspect them to make something that looks good in 2020. Oh yeah, there it is right there, the Eco Bugo, still front wheel drive, 116 horsepower. That's a really big upgrade from the factory, my goodness. Okay, here we have another Bugo styled car. This one's sort of a remake of the Bugo from the looks of things. I really like that grille placement. I love the little symbol on the right hand of the grille. That's just really cool. Yeah, here's another view of that same car. You can see that just a few subtle things have changed in order to make it how it is. Like the piece on the door here has been widened significantly, so that's cool to see. And the back end as well. Just a little bit of a fancier Bugo. Nice and cool. And this is the one that started it all. By the Car Mad Gamer. He made this Bugo supercar, and this inspired me to do the showcase. Basically, this is the OG. We have the Car Mad Gamer back again with a Bugo SUV, this one with really thin wheels, which I actually think looks pretty cool. It kind of looks like a tracker a little bit, like a four-door tracker. I don't know if they even made those, but interesting nonetheless. And a couple more pictures of it. There's the back end there. And we have Yugo Dealer's very low effort Microsoft Paint. Obviously it's a Bugo fan art. Appreciate this stuff. I like these sort of low effort things as well. They're fun to see. And that's it for pictures. I think it's time that we went on to the video that was submitted. It is pretty darn good, and that's why I saved it for last. Alright, immediately you're going to notice something. This doesn't look like automation. Yeah, it's Kerbal Space Program. Somebody remade the Bugo in Kerbal Space Program and decided that they wanted to launch it into orbit. It appears to be hovering over the Earth at this point. I don't know Kerbal Space Program very well, so forgive me if I'm wrong there, but that does look like Earth. And then a little bit later on into the video we can see it coming back through the atmosphere. So let's go ahead and skip over to that part. The Bugo is starting to pick up some speed from the looks of things, and it looks like it's re-entering atmosphere. I really like this part of the video. I've watched this a few times actually, but basically the car just sort of ignites and slowly descends back to the Earth. Not saying we really wanted it to begin with. Things get worse before they get better as the wings have been deployed, and the car is even more burning than it was the last time we saw it. It seems like it does have thrusters and stuff, so I don't know really what's going on, but it appears to be completely out of control. It's not exactly an aerodynamic design, and nor was it intended to be. I feel sorry for these Kerbals, because they probably don't have much time left. And it appears to be completely out of control at this point, just flapping around. Going into the darkness, I guess this is the side of where the sun is not on currently of the world, but yeah, didn't seem like it ended too well for this car. And then skipping all the way to the end, it is moving down. It's actually controlled at this point, which is surprising, and looks like it crashed into the sea. One Kerbal survived. Would you look at that? So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this kind of mini showcase. It's cool to see what members of the community are able to come up with in a week or so that I gave for this. Super short video, but don't worry, I've got some more stuff coming out soon. Just wanted to take a break from the builds this week, but they've been doing really well, so I'll be back at it again. I'm pretty sure next week what's going on is radical relocation on Monday, if I can get to it, more SnowRunner on Wednesday, another build coming up on Saturday, so good. Look forward to that. It's gonna be good. See you guys there, and thank you again for all this really cool art and these builds as well. It's time to give a shout out to those who have chosen to support the channel via the join button. It's sort of like a Twitch subscription or Patreon. Basically you give $2 or $5 a month to the channel, and then depending on the amount that you give, I also have small rewards, and this is one of them. We have Canadian Steel, Overlord, Dr. Ivo, That Right Stood Explorer, QT Bear, Terry Williams, The Most Random Person, Safety Cars and Stuff, Boris Ramirez, Jug, Jacob, and Ruben. All of you guys, thank you again for your support. See, these are the ones that give $5. So yeah, thanks again guys. See you again next week.